You gonna come now, or you gonna go to after school and come? Be outside on the south side. Yeah. We in Harlem. Shout out to New York. I'm talking about. Shout out to everybody in the city. I'm gonna take y'all on a little tour and whatnot of Gotham City. This shit is Gotham City. Let's be clear. It's not New York City that I'm in right now. This is what up, what up? All right. This Gotham. This Gotham. You know what I'm talking about? Uh, this ain't the city that I left for 2020. There's some other shit going on out here. Respectfully though. You don't talk about. You'll see. Respectfully, you know. And I don't even want to get too deep into that because I love my city. Undeniably, and I don't want them to feel like I'm out here going Hollywood or nothing. But it is what it is. Shit look terrible. How y'all doing though? Peace, love, and light. Everybody in the building. You feel me? We outside. Where my New Yorkers at? Need y'all to tap in with your peoples. Jojo, even if I wanted to go Hollywood, I don't think I could, to be honest with you, man. You don't got nothing to worry about on my end. You know, I'm just making high level observations of a city that, has, you know, the topography has changed. You know what I'm saying? You might have to leave the city and come back to see the change. You know what I'm talking about? Sometimes when you in the water, you don't know that you in the water. You know, they say a fish don't know that it's in a fish tank until you take it out. So, uh, yeah, somebody got to do some answering. You know, shit is just best way to say it is the city is under construction. You know what I mean? The city is under construction. This is not Bumpy Johnson's Harlem. No, I've been watching a little bit of Godfather. This is not Bumpy Johnson's Harlem. You know what I'm talking about? There's some different shit. Shout out to the gods and the earths. The all law. This is the state building. All right. Adam Clayton Powell statue. You know. So yeah, just passing through. You know what I'm saying? Just passing through. You know. But I'm just seeing. I'm running into people. I'm seeing things. I'm like, COVID hit the city hard, man. You know, no judgment, just smudgment. The COVID hit the city hard. You know what I mean? It knocked down the towers. You feel me? Well, how's everybody doing though? On another note, I always like to bring good news. The good news is that New York is strong. New York ain't going nowhere. Um, just like the stock market, everything needs a correction sometimes. You know, so the city, check out the drip. The city is gonna do what it's gonna do. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna do what it's gonna do. A lot of the older people, it seems, is taking this shit heavy. It seems like I see a lot of older people, and it seems like who's ready to have this conversation about what's going on with the older generations right now? You know what I mean? In the post-COVID world, who's ready to have that conversation? I want to have an intellectual conversation about the boomers. the baby boomer generation, and you know, as we move forward down this timeline, well, what to expect. It's not a comfortable conversation that I want to, you know what I mean? It's uncomfortable if you were to ask me, but it's something that needs to be had. Should I go to my favorite Spanish restaurant and get me something to eat? They got the banging ass rice and beans. They got the banging, you know. 46. I'm talking 60 and up. I'm talking 60 and up. You know, the 18-year-olds is looking 30ish though. I don't know what's going on. What is in the water? What's in the weed? You feel me? What's in the air? You know, it just looked different coming back. The boomers and the Z didn't handle the Rona. Yeah, the Generation Z and the boomers, I think they got hit the hardest. You know what I mean? It got hit the hardest, and then it looks like the younger generation kind of broke off, and they doing their own thing. I don't, you know what I mean? They just look like there's no guardrails and whatnot. And niggas is complaining about AI. I want to have this conversation that AI might need to come and replace people. You feel me? I'm not. They complaining about AI, but they promote niggas killing each other. You know what I'm saying? Drill music. They complaining about AI, but they out here eating fake pills because they super gremlins. They complaining about AI, but they promoting women selling their bodies. They complaining and they scared about AI, but niggas is out here literally killing each other over colors and shit. You feel me? Make it make sense. You niggas have lost your way. And it's looking like as the days go by, more people are losing their way. Why is it about AI when these niggas are clearly devolving? You complain about, you said something was wrong with a fucking cheat code. Do you know what the fuck chat GPT is, nigga? Do you know how I use that shit to level the fuck up? You niggas complained about a chat GPT and you motherfuckers is in savage mode and you loving it? Come on, fam. Make it make sense. Niggas don't even want to procreate and you talking about AI is gonna take you out, nigga. It need what the huh? Did you hear yourself? Oh, AI is gonna destroy the world. You destroying the world. You feel me, nigga? You destroying the world. Are you serious? That's what I be saying. It's always what our people be. The deflection. It's the deflection. Y'all always want somebody to blame because people can't look in the mirror, bro. You know what I'm saying? People can't look in the mirror, so they deflect and they always want to point they want to point fingers and trauma bond. And I've unfollowed about 300 niggas so far. I ain't with it. I ain't with it. I'm not part of that conversation. I refuse. I'm taking that shit personally like it's an infraction. Niggas sending me inboxes. I know the Dalai Lama is kissing kids and all of that. You been known that shit though. You feel me? You been known that. The Dalai Lama's kissing niggas. Joe Biden is kissing babies. The Pope was kissing niggas. And you seen the video that I just put on my page. He's on the way out. What's happening? TV show on Stars. That's the only power niggas want to talk about. You understand? That's not it.
Good guy. You call me off guard. I'm at the
There you
computer.
go.
It's good, fam. Yeah.
Ain't nothing.
You
You
cooking?
know, I'm in Harlem right
Okay.
now, having divine reflections of my city, and I'm not, I'm not trying to be judgmental, and I'm damn sure not trying to be a
Right, right.
pessimist. But like my eyes, my eyes work, and I'm not gonna come in New York and leave and say nothing. Like I'm walking around everywhere that I go. People who I remember from 2020, I'm looking like I don't remember you, fam. Like people look different. Like it's
Right.
it's the I
Well,
don't know.
we come from one of the fastest
I'm
cities in the
being careful
world,
with my words.
but you're saying it seems like a lot of people back home got left behind. Um, it's alarming.
Well, the fastest city in the world, they
Yeah.
crashing. Niggas is they moving too fast. It's the children are moving very fast. It didn't take me but 2 hours to be in the city, and I was witnessing some shit amongst the youth, and I was
Right.
like, that's not what's
And
up.
it's funny. I mean, I tuned in while
It's
you were talking
kind of
about
like,
everybody fearing AI, and it still just doesn't make sense to me. Look, I'm working on AI right now. I'm programming AI, but from out here,
I
right?
mean,
So
you,
we
yeah,
got
you
cows
human
over there. You
GPT.
got a
Like,
couple of
that's
horses
what you
over
do.
there. There's nothing to be afraid of. They're worried about, the only people worried about being replaced are the people without a vision for themselves, right? So
Right,
yeah.
right. Replaceable. You can't be replaced when you on top of your shit. You can't be replaced when you irreplaceable. Y'all been listening to Beyonce too much, nigga. I'm irreplaceable. I'm a chameleon. I'm a scorpion by nature. I pivot like Kobe, nigga. You can't replace somebody that could pivot like Kobe. You adapt and you learn
Right.
and you earn. You adapt. You don't stay still. I'm from New
Yeah.
York. Niggas don't stay still. What are you talking about? We not stuck.
No, yeah,
We not one trick
we had to
ponies.
figure something out
You
every
can't
season.
define us
Every
with
season
one
was a
word.
new hustle. You know what I mean?
Every season, we got to kill to eat in these streets. Like in New York, I don't know about how they doing it now because the economy changed. With okay, got the vegan restaurant.
Looking like that.
Okay, let me see
Looking
something.
like
Let me
Cali
show
over there.
you. Vegan food, uptown vegan bar.
Right.
Mad soy though. No judgment. But oh shit, look at that. And that's the thing, right? The weed is not good. You feel me? You would think that when they legalized it, that the weed
Yeah.
got better. They selling niggas Delta 8, Delta 18, all of these hybrids, and they passing it off as THC, and then the THC GMO. You could look at the people and tell they not smoking good.
Take a look at the tell they fire. Yo, it's so funny because yeah.
You
So
could tell they not smoking good.
outside of the country.
I'm gonna take you niggas to the Terror Dome. Hold on. Y'all playing, y'all think I'm playing. I'm walking, I'm gonna take you to the Terror Dome, but keep talking. I'm gonna show y'all better than I can tell you.
Yeah, bro. It's funny though because outside of the country, like you stop looking for the U.S. standard. You know what I mean? You stop looking for the sour, the Yoda, the Skywalker. You just want something green that burns,
Right.
right? Like, and
There's something in green that burns,
yeah, bro.
right?
And
You be
I'm not
like,
going to front. It's a way different, more productive high than what we're getting in the States. I don't know what they're doing out there, but it's
right.
something to like pacify you, almost tranquilize you. No, I don't need anybody trying to tell me what the difference
Bro,
between an indica and a
it's mixed
sativa.
with something.
Yeah.
That weed is mixed with something that they selling in
So
these
check this
streets,
out,
bro.
though.
Niggas be like, the way that you fiend for it is not the way that you used to fiend for some trees. Like, they literally got niggas scratching like, yo, I need 3.5, please. And then you blow that shit in like
So,
2 days or 2 hours
chill.
real quick.
But so you got to remember though,
Damn, look, they done.
Monsanto has had a patent on marijuana since '87.
Right.
So You know,
Right, right.
1987, Monsanto had a
I was
patent
just
on
checking
it.
to see if they still got my me and Blue pill.
That's so fire.
Right. Monsanto had
Yeah,
the patent, right?
that's an
The
87.
same people with the
Before I was
Terminator
born,
seed.
they've been planting this. I mean,
Damn. Yeah, the trees is not the trees that we. Oh, this is not Centimania. This ain't that. This is not even purple haze. It's not.
that's not it.
This is shit that Kodak said was fake and he still ate it. It's that shit. I know the weed was
Yeah,
fake. I
yeah.
still smoke it. That type of shit. You know? Because if the weed was good, it would make
Right.
you healthier. The weed is making people look less healthier. So it's like, what the fuck is in the trees, bro? You know what I'm saying? I don't even want to know what's in the food because we know the food is poisoning. But yeah, man.
Yeah, it's different, bro. That's why we need. They don't own everything. Build
Yeah,
your own
man.
everything. That's the goal.
I would say this too, that people was all, this is Harlem Rooster,
Yeah,
Red Rooster, I mean,
yeah. You
right?
outside.
I just seen a video where they clapped somebody in front of this, inside of this store right here. Look, nah, dead ass.
He said, I'm home.
Blew the nigga head off.
He said, I'm home. Oh,
So it's froze now.
that's
Yeah,
wild.
I just seen the video. Some real creepy shit. But you know, this is Linux Ave, y'all. They call Martin Luther King Jr. You know when they call shit. Look, this is a double. It's a double. It's a nah.
Oh,
Malcolm X
nah.
and Martin Luther King. So this shit is MLK. Yeah. So you know, according
That's,
to hood standards, according to hood urban law,
yeah.
MLK and a Martin Luther King
That
interjected,
that street's
nigga.
cursed.
That's
He said,
double.
he said,
Yeah, that's double.
nah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? That's
Yeah,
double
the
trouble.
setup, bro.
You feel
That's the
me?
setup. But nah, you know what it is.
Yeah,
Look
man. But
what we building, man. Got so many systems in place.
I was gonna mention, yeah, I was gonna say that. I was gonna say that there's a sentiment going on. Look at our brothers, my twins, on the continent. You know, on a grizzly.
Getting it.
I was saying that there's a sentiment going on right now with a lot of countries turning their backs on America. And then people fear mongering on the timeline, like, oh, I seen prostitutes, like women that sell box online, OnlyFans and all of that. They like, yeah, I'm ready to pack up. You know what I'm saying? We going to Russia type shit. Like they like, yo, we going to wherever the money is gonna be going type
Yeah.
shit. So they got people holding on to this idea, right? That you know that they're going to war. That they're, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah, yeah,
they're
yeah.
something,
Like, yeah, it's coming for
bro.
you. But I mean, yeah,
I'm
I
just
feel you.
saying,
Because
for the people who got passports,
yeah,
it's time to travel. Like not on some anti-America shit. You know, you are who you are. You literally, you're the real American. So let's get that clear.
not it's bigger than that though. The world is yours. You know what I'm saying? Like before we ended up
Clown
on
ass
whichever
nigga.
continent that you gain historic awareness from, it, you know, put it this way, your concept itself will be as big as your awareness, right? And your sense of history also cultivates your sense of awareness. So if you only know yourself 400 years back, then your awareness is 400 years back. You live with the purpose from there moving forward. But I don't really get into
Right.
it's one thing to say I'm indigenous to this land. It's another to know you are indigenous to the planet. This planet is yours. And
To the
it's
planet.
something that, like,
Right.
for me, I carry with me everywhere I go. When I run into people everywhere, most of the time they don't know where I'm from until they hear me speak. Some people even still, misconstrue and think I'm from somewhere else. And I can be speaking English,
Right.
and people are like, Where's you from? So,
Right.
you know, we have to understand this.
Mhm.
We had a global empire as a people.
Empire.
You know, ruled the world.
Right. And when you look at the country, right, and if somebody was really astute in history, when you look at the countries that shitting on America, one, none of them fall underneath the doctrine of discovery. Two, these are not these countries then put your people
Right,
in
right,
bondage. Like these are not the ones. They're the countries that's flipping
right,
Iran, China, Russia. You know, I'm not saying anything about them being perfect because niggas always they always want this fake ass. These niggas is Christians, so nothing can be.
right, right,
Everything got to
right.
be black and white. It got to be
Well,
Jesus
they
or the devil,
did this.
left or
There
right.
you go,
You know
Lord.
what I'm saying? Nothing can never be. No, I'm just saying
Right,
nothing can never be
right,
ambiguous. They can't figure it out on their own. And it's like, nah, I'm not saying to go and, you know, touch your toes for these countries. I'm not
right.
saying to, you know what I mean? Because if you talk favorably about anything, the follower mentality is,
Yeah,
I'm telling you to go
go move to
and
China.
start wearing the fucking the soccer jersey for that
Right,
country. Yeah, nah, nigga. Like, until our people have something that they could call their own, it's fuck everything,
right,
to be honest with you. But on the path to establish your own, from the way shit is looking, you know, for the opportunities that beginning to present themselves, you just have to
right.
know what you're
Well, and we
looking at.
also have to
If you
understand, right? Like,
don't know what you're looking
although we benefit, there's you know, to obviously United States, our government. America's fall isn't the same as our fall, right? The people who have beef with the United States, they don't have beef with me and you.
at. Me and you, right. This is where the National Black Theater used to be. They tore that down. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, how the fuck did somebody's beef become niggas is
Yeah,
inherited
yeah.
beef now?
What happened to Ali
Like, where
mindset?
they do that at?
Ali will be
That's like,
turning in his grave.
right. That's like, I mean, this is the hypocrisy. You can't tell a nigga from Chicago about the beef with Dirk and the other niggas that's from 63rd or whatever. Like they'll be like, nah, I'm from Southside. You know what I mean? Everybody I meet from Chicago, they make sure to specify, nah, I ain't from I'm not from the Wild Hunnets and all of this stuff. All right, well, it's the same thing over here. What the fuck? You not
Right.
you taking on the ops
Yeah, yeah.
and nobody even said nothing to you.
Look, I look at
You
everything when
fighting
it
for
comes to
this shit?
global affairs. Just Muhammad Ali set the example with Vietnam. There shouldn't be. We already got the blueprint. Um, you know what I mean? So
Right,
China wants to do business with us right now. They want to do business with Black Americans right now. They know that's where the bag is.
right.
I would be stupid to turn down a yuan right now. Right?
You feel me? You out of your damn mind. If I turn the yuan down, if a nigga got a problem with China, send back all that shit made in China. Take that motherfucking 75-inch off your wall, box up the PlayStation. You niggas that be on the games
Yo.
all day. You know what I'm saying? Take your drip off. You know what I mean? Undress from the drip. You know, box them Nikes up because they all gotta go back.
Bro. Right.
Let's just start there.
Right.
You know what I mean? Let's just start there. Get you stripped down to your under.
Yeah.
Then we talk about stepping.
Put
You
your
know what I
kids in
mean?
the sweatshop real quick, and
That part.
you know, nah. But you highlight a great
No,
point though
dude, I don't wear no
of how much of America's comfort is reliant on the people who are pulling the plug. Right.
right. Just to show you that it be cap.
Yeah.
Just to show you what cap look like. Like you're falling for the biggest propaganda campaign that
Yeah.
we've probably seen in a very long time. Yeah, there's a power struggle, of course, but there's always been a power struggle. America has been at war with yellow nation. Hold on. America's been at war with all of the yellow nations
Right.
since the time of your parents. I remember me and the elder, he was like, I was in the Korean War. I'm like, I didn't even know you niggas had beef with Korea. Damn. Then you got Vietnam. Then you got Japan. They've been bodying the yellow man for a very long time. That's been, all right, what up? That's been their opponent. Kevin there? All right. That's been their
Right.
opponent for the
No, you're right.
longest, bro.
It's wild you say that. So I used
But
to.
did that stop some cars from coming from Japan? They threw the bomb on them and still imported mad. They closed down the plants in America with the Cadillacs, and niggas started pushing Hondas and Toyotas
Yeah.
on
So
them.
Pete. So it's funny. So I was actually born on the day that they dropped the bomb on Hiroshima, August 6th. That's my birthday, right?
That year? Damn, you old.
93, August
You was
6th.
born in
They
46.
dropped it in 45.
About to say, I'm about to say you got that beige in there strong,
But it
human.
was
You got the
dropped.
beige in strong in the big man. Right.
I was born August 6th,
Was it
805.
Fat Boy and Little Man or something?
805. Had an affinity to the study over there. I've always been interested in the study there.
Right.
And I did a deep dive on what happened.
They got a movie coming out called Oppenheimer.
Advances come out on a day. The telephone booth, the first cryogenic. Japan had 70% of their men were engineers focused on war, right? So they were building planes, tanks, etc. And the United States, after dropping the bomb, we occupied Japan for 7 years. We tore up their constitution, rewrote their constitution, called the Peace Constitution. We removed their police force or the ability for them to carry weapons. And
right. Basically, they defanged the tiger.
Right, but remember, this is after the Monroe Doctrine, right? So we couldn't actually colonize them. We had to occupy them and create a puppet government, right? So they had 70%,
which they did successfully.
Planes, and then we demilitarized them. Those men went to go build technology in other areas. They were engineers still. So we harvested those engineers. Exactly.
So the Germans,
we started harvesting. So that's why even after these atomic bombs, people always wondered, why does Japan have a good relationship with us? Well, we made it so that they couldn't write one negative thing about the United States for 15 years after we dropped 2 atomic bombs on them. We miseducated them. We made it illegal for them to have a military. We made it illegal for them to write negative about the U.S. And then we put a whole bunch of blockades on it and made it so that they had to trade and export their culture to the United States. But we fed them nothing but distractions. So that's why when you look at Japanese TV, they got a lot.
Right. Mad weird shit going on. Right, but they also have a very depressed culture too, where the suicide rates amongst the young men are very, very high and abnormal. And they're very asexual. Like the men don't want to fuck. You know what I'm saying? You feel me?
To that point, though, that was one of the first things that the United States.
Right, because of the samurai. Right. Because
one of the first places where we exported our feminism in the sense where it's like, okay, we want. That had to be be broken down psychologically. When you read Japan's history.
Right. That's a summary. Yeah. They fall on the sword.
You know what it is, man.
Just for this. Right. So the whole country is dishonored because of what took place, and then they're not even allowed to thrive and whatnot. It's gonna create all kind of neuroses where they're like, yeah, I don't even want to live.
Yeah. Right.
It's not even a real
no
man type shit.
And it's just like what
You
were
know
saying.
what I'm saying? I don't. Right. Right. They're internalizing everything, and their internalization, you know, it cannibalizes them. All right. They cannibalize themselves because they can't get no get back. That's the same thing that happened in the hoods when they killed Mike Brown and all of these people. There was no get back. So what did the get back turn into? Drill music and raising murder rates amongst black people on black people because they were scared to touch the popo. Got their skirts pulled in front of the world. They start twerking in front of the police. You know what I mean? And the women, they basically, I'm good. They had women's liberation at the same time, which translated to fuck your way to freedom. So now when you go in the city, they on leashes. The white boys is walking them all around and everything, and it was never like that. So they basically folded because subliminally they're looking at the Europeans or these white people like they got more power. They ran down on the hood, they militarized it, they punk niggas, they body niggas, and then they took their women. The women is the booty of the war.
But it's been that. So
now women is turning.
That was the first
no,
game.
I'm saying it got accelerated though.
That happened 400 years ago. That was the first program. It didn't happen in the 1800s. How many times people gonna fall for it? Because at this point, it's really only the people who want to fall for it who falling for it. All of the information is right there. We have people. There's examples everywhere. You actually have to try to be ignorant. You have to like intentionally say, "I'm not paying attention to these people putting me on," to be ignorant right now. You have to have a real personal problem to like to not to see the same picture, because we have all of the mistakes of the previous generations. We have all of the successes. We have more documentation in history to the point where we have so much info that AI can learn real time from all of our experiences, but people can't.
Right. Check this out. What they have to do for every generation is a new campaign, right? So what they did to the baby boomers, they got to do to Generation Z, Generation X, right? Have you ever tried to drop knowledge to a knuckle dragger? They'll treat you like you're telling them something, right? That is completely against. It will go against their DNA. Like they'll be repelled like two magnets facing each other with opposite charges, right?
Who are you to teach me anything?
That shit. That part. You know what I mean? So when you got shit like that, then you know that people are willfully ignorant.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They're fighting the truth type shit. And it's like at this point, it is what it is. You know? Going back to what I was saying a minute ago, I don't want to hear nobody talking to me about AI when humanity is evolving. Half you niggas is not even smarter than GPT-3, not even 4.
I know people not.
To be honest with you, niggas is not even sharper than Claude or
Well,
Bard.
put it this way: a lot of what do they say?
Bard is sharper than niggas right now.
A lot of our people still reading at between 3rd and 5th grade reading levels statistically, and it shows in the captions. It shows in how people talk. So,
well, Trump, yeah,
and I like to.
Right.
I'll dive into slang all
that was,
day.
Remember they
I'll
said
code switch all day, but I can discern when somebody like when the information is coming from a place of logic, it doesn't matter how you articulate it. You know what I mean? Fact is fact. Truth is truth.
I'm not, yeah, right. You know, I would rather, instead of code switch, I would rather switch codes.
Right.
You know, come through so strong that you switch the code. Motherfuckers, the
Right.
code switches when you pull up versus where the majority of our people have to code switch in corporate America. Not even in corporate America, niggas got white neighbors and they start talking all,
Nah, but
lose
you
the
got to
bass in their
understand this
voice
too.
and
Like,
get all fucking
so
weird
if you go
shit.
anywhere in Africa right now, you can go to Nigeria, and people have different dialects.
Yeah.
It's just natural. So the Europeans' experience in
Right.
America, their approach to English came from Latin, whereas our approach to English came from African and indigenous languages. So realistically, we look at it as
Right.
slang and different codes. When we speak multiple dialects and don't even know it, because we're taught that one dialect is an improper form of the other. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
Right.
we have to understand that
Right.
our ability to do so and communicate in these dialects are very effective. There's some things that I can only express clearly in proper English because every component has to be identified. Everything, it's like a code, like math variables, right? So English is actually a very efficient language with.
But my question is this. My question to you would be this. Why, if that's the case, why doesn't that happen when you're amongst two black people? Black people don't code switch when they're around each other. That shit comes online when you see a pale face. Niggas is not
But
code
Pete,
switching around Spanish people.
there's plenty of time because what we are calling code switch. That's why I said two different dialects, because there's plenty of times I would like to explain things to to our brothers, right?
Right.
You don't have those terms, then I have to consolidate them into an idea or a concept that you have to know your dialect. Now, again, our language is so telegraph.
Right.
But and this is even in our music. The music
That's
styles
right.
that we created, like rap and jazz, have come from
Right.
That's kind of how we communicate. We communicate on a you
You
fill
fill
in
in
the
the
blank
blank.
type of
Right.
basis.
Yep.
The things, if there's no way to get around, there's no
Your
way to
phone
get
breaking
around
up.
the actual, like, if I go to write a code, I have to step my shit up and be able to identify these variables. We have to have terms for everything that can happen. We have to have phrases, concepts for different patterns in reality and in life. So that's when it's like, okay, we should have more terms. We should have a larger vocabulary to describe the things that are out of reach. Because a lot of people in the hood don't know that there's things to express what we want to say, because we choose not to explore these other paths. There is no way to talk white. A lot of English was evolved off of Arabic, and people don't know it. The word camera is Arabic. It comes from an Arabic word, right? And that's
Right.
uniform throughout the English language.
Right.
English is built on a multitude of languages. You know what I'm saying? That we've been poets of every
Right.
step of the way. If Latin came from us, if the alphabet came from us, what were we doing in Rome? We was there. What were we doing in ancient Britain? We was there. The ancient and modern Brits. When did we stop?
Right. So for clarification purposes, one, speaking with a certain, how you doing?
Yeah.
Speaking with a certain lexicon is not talking white. That's not what I'm referring to. Speaking with a lexicon, remember lexicons are highly important. AI is an example. There's a new lexicon that has been introduced with this new quote unquote, technology that has come in. It came with its own lexicon. So I could tell somebody, yo, prompt that. You know what I mean? We're having a prompt party. My name is Prompt Master Flex. And they'd be like, what are you talking about? Right? Damn, you don't understand the lexicon. So if somebody comes around and they start talking that AI shit and I don't hear the lexicon, I don't hear certain words being used, then I'm gonna be like, I could rate what you know and
Copy.
what you don't know. So when you're in corporate America that has a corporate culture and whatnot, right? That corporate
Right.
culture comes with a lexicon. So code switching, yes, that has to do with switching up the lexicon because of the
Right.
environment that you're in, right? And that's understandable. I'm mostly talking about when niggas get around these white folk and they start changing their inflection, their tonality, and everything. It's basically if you had a tail,
Right.
it
Right.
would be
Nah,
tough.
niggas is chameleons.
That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about when your voice becomes demasculated in the presence of another person who wasn't even, they're not even pressing up on you like that. They're not even they just show up. You're like, hey
Right.
guys,
Right.
what's up? What are we doing? Like that's code switching. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? Why don't you switch the code? Because I told somebody this. Because they was complaining about code switching. And I was like, I promise you this. Your boss, right? If we were to go to a networking event and I show up as myself in proper persona, right? Talking with however the fuck I talk, whatever, saying whatever I say, moving however I move, walking however I want to walk. I can promise you that your upper staff, the same people that you code switch for, is gonna tap you on the shoulders and be like, "Who's that guy right there? He's pretty interesting."
Right.
You feel me? So once you do that, then you already eliminated the fact for me to code. I don't have to code switch. You bought into my persona. You bought into who I originally.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
bought into my uniqueness, right? You already hit the button on the fucking chair. You know, like the TV show The Voice, where they hit
Right.
the shit and it turns around. Nigga, you already bought in
Right.
to who I am. So if we were to have a meeting later on, I'm not gonna come into the meeting and start talking differently. I'm gonna
Right.
be who the fuck I was when you met me. That's what the majority of the people working 9 to 5. You didn't meet your boss at a networking event. You didn't meet your boss with your nuts hanging out when you was like, "This is who the fuck I am." You met your boss or your staff, and
Right.
you was putting on a fucking role, and there's no problem with that. I'm just saying that real freedom is being able to make them
Yeah.
switch the code and you not switching the code because motherfuckers is becoming schizophrenic because they playing
Okay.
too many roles and they
Look, nah, I
losing
love that
themselves.
because everywhere I go, I can be talking to people at OpenAI or whatever the case may be. They feel the need to tap me up. They feel the need to loosen up
Right.
because I'm so comfortable. So, and I ain't been telling you, man. Tell me how 2 nights ago I go out to a little kickback and I meet a brother. We talking about what we do. The brother works for OpenAI right now. And
Right.
and this is a quick sidebar, but let's
Right.
just say they have dumbed down the staff because when we got into a conversation, I was cooking, and I wish it was recorded. Whatever they got going on over there at this point in the stage of the game, they're not ready.
They hiring everybody with
Yeah,
that 10 billion.
it's
Human. OpenAI
right,
is hiring everybody, bro. They
right,
lowered that bar. They got a big bag from Microsoft, and they brain draining niggas from Google and
right.
and Meta and all. They taking their staff, and they basically hiring
Yeah.
everybody.
So I'm sitting there with people
Yeah.
from OpenAI the other night. Number one, the knowledge base is not even
Yeah.
up there anymore. I don't know what happened. And so yeah, I'm down there being myself, relaxing, and all of them start code switching. Hey, Biggie, come on. Biggie get put on the music. It wasn't that a second ago. You know what I mean? It was electro. It
Right.
was on. Where you from? New York?
Right.
Hypnotize, come on, and all that.
Right.
So I'm
Right.
definitely with you on that. But I
I
would
see.
like to
See.
add to
Right.
that point, like a lot of language, and you know this, is tone. And it's something I've always been aware
It's
of.
tone.
But as I'm, in another country and I'm communicating things in another language, I see how much my tone influences how they'll perceive what I'm saying, right? The same way we do. We from New York. A word can have 5
Right.
different meanings. Like I would greet you good? You
Right.
good?
And
You know what I mean? I can ask you if you
you
good
good?
like
Right.
5 different ways.
Right. Well, fuck
So
out of here. You feel me? Fuck out of here means different meanings. And like
Right.
people,
That could be a
people who's not
celebration.
used to
That could mean you about
our,
to fight. That could
it
mean
could
I
be a
don't believe you.
celebration.
That could be anything, bro. Like, so
Even to be like, yo,
right.
I got a contract with
So,
OpenAI.
but what
Fuck
you
out of here.
explained about
I'm
the
not dismissing
lexicon, you explained it in the sense of business.
10
But what happened when the
specific
lexicon,
400. 400. Nah, I'm good.
so yeah. But
Nigga
B,
said 400.
so what happens when the lexicon becomes social? Because you mentioned all of the terms are getting updated. That's when you're having business conversations. But in 5 years, those terms will leave the realm of
Right.
business and just become in the fabric of our society and how we communicate. The lexicon will be a part of just our culture again.
It's already happening. No, the prompt. That's that part of the lexicon. Prompt is unique to generative AI and
No,
shit like that. We wasn't
no, no,
talking
no.
about
I
prompting
heard that.
your
But what
ideas
I'm
prior to
saying
that.
is it's the concept
I'm
that
just saying that
lexicons evolve, right? And not only in business,
they
they
do. They
evolve
definitely
socially.
do.
So all of this stuff in AI will evolve our social lexicon as AI becomes more and more embedded into our daily interactions, right? So
Right. I agree
imagine in
with
like
you.
5
I
years,
agree.
people who don't have the lexicon, you're gonna be like, where were you? Were you locked up? Were you in a hole? Where, you know what I'm saying? And because we'll literally
Right.
be living two different realities, speaking different dialects because they do this. And we over here, this is what we focus on every day. We look at these things every day. We learn and evolve them every day, and we integrate them into our lives and the future that we're building intentionally. Because you got to remember also, a lot of people are being given
Right.
a future. We are here building our future. We're not waiting
Two
for,
different
yeah,
things.
you know what
Two
I'm saying?
different, yeah. Two different expressions, two different realities, two different vantage points. You feel me? You building your own reality
Right,
versus somebody's giving you your reality. So they're giving you your
right.
lexicon. They're giving you your terms. They're saying she, he. They're saying identify me as a pronoun. What the?
Yeah, exactly.
They gave you that. That's not something that we built. We didn't actively pursue it and be like, I want to be a shim, not a them, not a him, not a. I'm a shim. I'm a shim. I'm a she
Right.
him. Like what? That shit was given to you, cisgender. What if somebody called me a
I
cisgender?
got caught.
Man,
Yeah, I got caught a
into the
cis
dragon, my
male.
nigga.
I was ready to
Into the
fight.
dragon. Yeah, into the dragon. I'm Bruce Lee in you because I'm gonna take that as a high form of
Right.
you crossing boundaries. You disrespecting the boundary that I clearly set, nigga. You know who the fuck I am. You know
Yeah.
what to call me. I didn't
Yeah.
agree to
If you
that
don't
shit.
want to be called,
I
if you don't want to
didn't
be
agree
called
to that.
a
So
fake man or a fake woman, don't call me a cis anything. You know what I mean?
right. Cause I'm gonna start, yeah, what they call that,
Right.
gender something. I'm gonna identify who I see. So we're not playing that game. That's my refusal is what you just said. My refusal to identify or to or acquiesce is because that's
Right.
not something that we came up with. That's not part of our world building vocabulary.
So, but you
Words
have to be aware that,
words do
like,
what?
yeah, go ahead, cook.
Hold on. Nah, not. I'm just showing some stuff. It's a movie. Go ahead. You can talk.
I'm intrigued now. my, man, my man ain't trying to go today. He said what you said is correct, officer, sir. Right.
Right. He made sure. Right. Listen. You see the
Whatever you
lexicon. Right. He's not switching up the tone. Hold on. He's not giving you code switch. Right. Regardless if he's right or wrong, he's standing strong. He's wrong and strong. But where was the lexicon? In the middle of him saying with his tonality, what did he do? Whatever you say is right is right. Right? Whatever you say is right. So he's utilizing that lexicon. He understands something
Is
about
that his
police
lexicon in
culture
his
that
house?
you have to give, you got to acquiesce. Right. That is the lexicon probably in
You
his house
feel
with his
me?
wit. You know, you wrong and you strong. But before you go off on her. You just to be like, you know what, ma? Whatever you said is right. But listen, you, you know what I mean?
He
Then you
probably
start
be
going
hot
in.
at the crib. You know how it is. I mean,
But I'm just saying that was a real life example of how people, you know, because the way that they've given us the new language is to do what? Hands up, don't shoot, tuck your tail, go into a code switching mode to where you wouldn't even
right, you
talk
ain't got
back
nothing
to
to
the
say.
police.
But yeah, I
Right.
already know, bro. It's a mess. But yeah, I stay out there. I stay out their way. They stay out of mine. I mean,
Right. I don't even. Police. I don't even know what the police is.
who
I
that?
don't. What's that?
Oh,
Who that? Like
where?
I don't know.
Wait,
Who me?
where
I don't even.
at?
Who me? I don't even.
Get it? Like my quad. You know, I got the quad out here, right? I don't even drive
Mm-hmm.
a whip out here for real. You know what I'm saying?
You don't need a whip in the. Yeah. Look, you're in the
Yeah,
mountains, right?
bro. I'm in the. I got a nice jungle farmland set up over here right now. I'm like 5 minutes from a beach, a
Digital
river.
nomad, right? Right. Hold on, real quick for the phone cut. To any of my people in Discord, for the Masters of the Universe Masterclass and whatnot. You see Human on the line, right? That's HueManGPT. Yeah, we will be doing. Um, he'll be a guest on a Discord one day in the next 7 days. We'll let you know when. But Human will be pulling up to. He got some great news that he wants to share, and I'm gonna let him share it in the
Yeah,
private group.
yeah, it's gonna be
So
hot.
we'll just leave it at that. But this is beautiful Harlem, y'all. Look at the real estate. These are those brownstones that were selling for $1 when the same people that scared of AI was selling crack to your moms, moms, niggas aunts. They was destroying the neighborhood. Even back in the days with Bumpy, you know what I mean? I mean, we celebrate this nigga, but you know, all of the heroin, all of the crack, all of the coke, right?
Right.
This is Harlem. This is that
Right.
same neighborhood. You feel me? But go ahead.
Yeah, but just like you said, the same people who's scared of AI were scared to buy those brownstones for $1, worried about this risk and that, and that risk, but they weren't
It
worried
was.
about risking Rikers for 15 years.
Yep. They didn't risk. Yeah, they wasn't what they made. They talked themselves out of buying dollar brownstones that now sell for millions of dollars. But they didn't talk themselves out of selling crack. They didn't talk themselves out of.
Geniuses.
They didn't talk themselves out of prostituting themselves. They didn't talk themselves out of robbing each other like Rich and Poe, killing niggas' sons and fucking children and whatnot. They didn't talk themselves out of that because they still doing that. All that shit that Dame Dash be promoting in the movies and whatnot. They didn't talk about that, but they scared and they took themselves out of the dollar brownstone. They took themselves out of the AI revolution. They took themselves out of the Bitcoin revolution. They took
Right.
themselves out of the Web3 revolution. Bro,
They talk themselves out of every opportunity. If it's an opportunity, they talk themselves out of it.
what are we gonna do?
You know how it goes.
It's not traumatic enough for them. It's not traumatic. They'll gravitate more to AI is gonna destroy the world and AI is here to take my job and you know, that's the shit that they want to share in my inbox. That's what they want to talk to me about. Blocks,
Yeah, I don't talk
blocks.
to those people.
You niggas is part of the biggest block party in the world. I'm not dealing with none of that energy, bro. I'm not entertaining it. Because at the end of the day, when the world ends, it's gonna end, and I was gonna end while I have motion.
Right. No, yeah, I don't listen to that
It's
because
gonna media,
look, when I sit down here and I
bro.
have people who I build with you on it, we're building with people who are off grid. We're setting up automated farming systems. We're setting up automated gardening systems.
so that people can live off grid, off the internet, and still have AI running and taking care of their food and their water source, their land, tilling the land. You got AI tilling the land for you, automated. What? You crazy? This is what niggas was back there building the cotton gin for. Come on, like
Right.
we are missing a whole. If anybody's worried about AI, like I said when we started, they have no ideas. They don't know problems that need to be solved. They don't have a vision for themselves. They haven't learned enough about themselves to find a purpose. And that makes sense, right? You can't find your purpose when you don't know yourself. You don't know your attributes. You don't know when you perform well. You don't know what influences your emotions or like what motivates you and encourages you, right? So you have a bunch of people who don't know themselves at all. They never had a chance to get to know themselves. And they don't even really want to know what it means to learn themselves. And they are without a purpose. So now so they assign their purpose to their job. And if something is coming for their job, they no longer have a purpose. So, and me, I realized what my purpose is in any medium, whether I was a musician, an engineer, a music engineer, producer, programmer, my purpose is always going to be the same. And like, I'm not going to let anything get my job.
Right. I asked the girl on my IG, right? She got a lot of followers, and you know, she has put a clip up. She's been a video vixen, and now she's on OnlyFans. You know, she be on my timeline distracting me. So I asked her, "What's your skill? What's your gifts and your talents?" She said, "You didn't just see the video. You see what I do." I said, "That's not your skills and your talent. Getting naked ain't your skills and your talent, ma. Like, how you gonna identify that God didn't give you that shit? Oh, God blessed me with a body." No, the hormones that you was eating probably did all of that in your DNA. Like, what's your skills though? What's your talent? So if you identify as a dancer or a OnlyFans model, what the fuck happens when they get rid of OnlyFans?
Right.
They get rid of you simultaneously, and then you're in limbo until you could latch on to something else that's exploited. I'm like, man. And then I asked another person, "What's your skill and what's your talent?" "I'm a doctor." He identifies with his occupation. No, your skill and your talent is that you are very good at, you know, you're a healer. You know the anatomy. You're a scientist. You happen to work at a hospital. That is not your fucking occupation. That's not your skill and your talent, because what's to happen if you created your own business?
Right.
Or what's to happen if you took your earnings and you just was like, "I'm going to fund my hobby, you know, and that's what I'm going to start doing for the rest." Like, we be identifying with these jobs. And it's like, no, fam, that's when they rocked us to sleep. That's not you. That is not you.
Right.
That is your occupation.
And it's funny because I have a weird gripe with that, right? Because I think it's twofold. 100%, you could never be limited by the classification, because your occupation just becomes a label for something that you do in the moment, right? Go ahead, bro.
Hold on. My shit is at 3%.
You ain't got the portable
human. I don't mean to cut you, but I don't want to. I do, but I'm on headphones. Hold on. Let me put the portable John in and just stream at the phone and shit with the headphones out. I just got to go somewhere a little more quiet, because I'm on Malcolm X and Martin Luther King Boulevard. Lord knows what the fuck happened with that combination. Let me get off of that street. I should have. They should have been like, "Damn, Ray, you should have known better." So I'm not gonna let y'all tell me I should have known better. I'm gonna pivot down the block off of this hot ass boulevard.
Rest. I just saw somebody get got right over here on live yesterday.
That's right. Seen them get gapped.
But to that point, it's interesting, right? Because we always talk how many people can claim God but don't do God work, right? And because
we see that every day.
So and it comes like with occupations, those can be limiting, right? If you're not a construction worker, you a builder. But so I'm with you the whole way. We label ourselves and limit ourselves to our occupation, but at the same time,